Children, now see the workbook part of lesson number 10, air and water. Now it is exercise time. Tick mark the correct answer. Now we have 5 statements here. First one, air or soil is a mixture of many gases. So which one, children? Either air or soil? Yes, air is a mixture of many gases. That is why I am keeping a right mark for air. Second one, oxygen or carbon dioxide is necessary for burning. Which gas is necessary for burning, children? Is carbon dioxide is necessary for burning or oxygen? Oxygen. So I am keeping tick mark for oxygen. Third one, air contains 21% oxygen or nitrogen. You know the composition of air. Air contains 78% of nitrogen, nearly 21% of oxygen, and the remaining is the remaining gases and the water vapor. So 21% is oxygen. So I kept a right mark for oxygen there. Water boils at 0 degrees or 100 degrees, children? Yes, 100 degrees centigrade. So this is the right answer. Distillation is used to remove soluble or insoluble impurities. You know that there are two types of impurities. One is soluble impurities and the second one is insoluble impurities. Soluble impurities are soluble, they get mixed in the water, whereas insoluble impurities are not mixed in the water. Now distillation is the process used to remove which type of impurities, soluble or insoluble? Soluble impurities. So these are the 5 statements. First one is air is a mixture of many gases. Oxygen is necessary for burning. Third one, air contains 21% oxygen. Fourth one, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. Fifth one, distillation is used to remove soluble impurities from water. Okay. Children, now see the second one. Fill in the blanks. The ozone layer protects us from harmful rays like dash rays. Yes, those are UV rays. What is this, children? UV. UV means ultraviolet. Second one, dash is the best method to get pure water. Distillation. What is this, children? Distillation. So distillation is the best method to get pure water. Third one, water that is fit for drinking. That means water that is suitable for drinking is known as potable water. What is this, children? Potable water. So water that is fit for drinking is known as potable water. Sulfur dioxide and dash cause acid rain. Sulfur dioxide and dash cause acid rain. Nitrogen dioxide. So these both, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, both gets mixed with water and form acid rain. The pressure exerted by the air on the earth is known as atmospheric pressure. What is this, children? Atmospheric pressure. So here see, the pressure exerted by the air on the earth is known as atmospheric pressure. See the fill in the blanks once again. First one, the ozone layer protects us from harmful rays like UV rays. Okay. Second one, distillation is the best method to get pure water. Third one, water that is fit for drinking is known as potable water. Fourth one, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide cause acid rain. Fifth one, pressure exerted by the air on the earth is known as atmospheric pressure. Okay. Children, now see third one. Write T for true and F for false statements. So 5 statements are here. Okay, if the statement appears true, you can write the letter T. If the statement appears false, you can write the letter F. See the first one. The main component of air is oxygen. Is that true? False. The main component of air is not oxygen, it is nitrogen. Why? Because nitrogen is 78%, whereas oxygen is 21% only. So the first statement is false. Next one, second one, water is called universal solvent. Yes or no? Yes, that is true. Why? Because so many things get dissolved in water. That is why water is called universal solvent. So I am writing T for true. Third one, river water is potable water. Is that suitable for drinking, children? No, river water is not potable water. Tap water is a potable water which is suitable for drinking. So once again this statement is false. Fourth one, purest form of water is distilled water. Yes, that is true. The purest form of water is distilled water. Germs in the water are useful. Is the germs useful, children? No, they cause many diseases like cholera, dysentery and jaundice. So they are harmful. But the statement it is given is useful. So what do you have to write? False. So F, T, F, T, F. False, true, false, true, false. So the main component of air is oxygen. False. Water is called universal solvent. True. River water is called potable water. False. Purest form of water is distilled water. True. Germs in the water are useful. False. Okay. So now see. Answer the following questions. This is the fourth bit. Answer the following questions. First question. What is the importance of atmosphere? What is the first question? What is the importance of atmosphere? Our atmosphere gives us oxygen to survive. So you know that air contains oxygen and atmosphere is one of the layers of this earth. Okay, it gives us oxygen to survive. Survive means to live. Next one, it gives carbon dioxide for plant survival. So it gives oxygen for everyone's survival and carbon dioxide for plant survival. Why this carbon dioxide is required for the plants? To prepare the food. That is called as photosynthesis. It maintains the temperature on the earth. So if atmosphere is not there, the temperature could not be maintained. Atmosphere, especially the ozone layer, also protects us from harmful rays like ultraviolet rays. Those rays are very dangerous, and if the ozone layer is not there, those rays directly falls on the living organisms and cause many problems. So here the atmosphere is protecting us. The first one here, see, our atmosphere gives us oxygen to survive. It gives carbon dioxide for plant survival. It maintains the temperature on the earth. Atmosphere, that is the ozone layer, also protects us from many harmful rays like ultraviolet rays. Second question, what is air composed of? You know that air is a mixture. Okay, so the answer is air is composed of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen and 1% constitute, that means 1% is carbon dioxide, argon, hydrogen, helium and neon. Okay. Children, now see the third question. What makes water impure? What are its harmful effects? You know that there are two types of water, pure water and impure water. Children, it is not good to drink impure water. If you drink impure water, so many harmful effects are there. Now let's see the answer. Water becomes impure through disposal of waste materials. So we know that from industries and from agriculture and from household, so many waste materials are producing. These waste materials, okay, from homes and factories into water bodies. They leave the waste materials into the water bodies from the homes, factories and agricultural lands. Washing of chemical fertilizers, that's what I told you know, washing of chemical fertilizers and pesticides from the fields. Impure water causes cholera, dysentery and jaundice. So once again I repeat here, water becomes impure through disposal of waste materials from homes and factories into water bodies like lakes, rivers, ponds, etc. And at the same time, washing of chemical fertilizers. You know that to improve or to get more yield, the farmers will add chemical fertilizers and pesticides in the fields. So these chemical fertilizers and pesticides also goes into the water bodies. So from the homes, from the factories and from the fields, these waste gets deposited in the water bodies and makes the water impure. Then what happens if we drink impure water? Impure water causes cholera, dysentery and jaundice. Now go for the next question, fourth question. What is distillation, and explain the process. So removal of soluble impurities is called distillation. We know that two types of impurities are there, soluble and insoluble. So removal of soluble impurities is called distillation. In this process, contaminated water, which is impure water, is heated in a flask. You have seen the diagram. In a round bottom flask it is heated. Water changes into steam and impurities are left behind. You know that on heating the water, water converts into vapor, which is called as steam. The steam cools down. Again the steam cools down and convert back to water. So we know that the vapor cools down and back the rain is caused in the atmosphere like that. So when you heat the impure water, the water will be converted to the steam and the impurities are left behind. Again the steam cools down and get back into the water. So the water collected in the flask is pure. This is the best method. Distillation method is the best method. Okay. Children, now see the fifth question. What is filtration? So you might have heard this word also, filtration. Separation of insoluble impurities with the help of filter paper or filtering medium. Separation of insoluble impurities with the help of filter paper or filtering medium is known as filtration. Sixth question. What do you mean by decantation? What do you mean by decantation? So decantation is the process in which water with insoluble impurities is kept undisturbed for some time. So you will keep the water with insoluble impurities for some time without disturbing, and after impurities settle down, no doubt in that the impurities will settle down. Why? Because the weight of the impurities is more than the water. Next one, the clean water is separated slowly by pouring it into another vessel. By pouring the clean water slowly, you can separate the solid particles, impurities, and this one, water. So decantation is the process in which water with insoluble impurities is kept undisturbed for some time, and after impurities settle down, the clean water is separated by pouring it into another vessel. Next question, that is seventh question. How is acid rain formed? So you know that rain, but this is a new term, that is a acid rain. So when sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, these are the gases, combines with the rainwater or the water, automatically the acid is formed, which is sulfuric acid and nitric acid. And the rain will be caused with this acid, and this is called as acid rain. Acid rain is formed when sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, SO2 and NO2 combines with the rainwater to form acid rain or water vapor also sometimes. Okay. Children, now see eighth question. What is potable water? Name the methods to purify water. So the water that is suitable for drinking. So many water bodies are there, children, like river water, streams, pond, lake, a well also. But all the waters are not suitable for drinking. The water which is suitable for drinking is called potable water. Water that is fit or suitable for drinking is known as potable water. There are various methods. Name the methods to purify water. You know that by boiling, the water will be safe. Okay. So if you boil the water, the germs are killed, and by adding chlorine also the germs are killed. And nowadays the water purifiers are there in many houses. So here water that is fit for drinking is known as potable water. The various methods to purify water are boiling, chlorination and water purifier. Ninth question. How do electrical purifiers help to purify water? So you know that electrical purifier like aquaguards or so many are there in the market. So, okay. So how they will purify water? Electrical purifier have UV ray tubes. UV means ultraviolet rays in it. So those tubes are made up of UV rays. These UV rays kill the germs and help to purify water. Okay. Children, now see the 10th question and 11th question, both are diagrams only. You just have to draw the diagram and you have to label the parts. You have to write the parts. Draw and label a diagram showing the process of distillation. While teaching also I have drawn the diagram. So now you take page number 70. So here see children, page number 70 you have diagram here. So this is the process of distillation. This is the process of distillation. In this you have round bottom flask. These are the parts you have to label. So round bottom flask. This is round bottom flask. Anti-bumping granules and boiling stones. Fractionating column packed with the beads. And this is a thermometer. Water out, water in, condenser. And here the flask. And the flame will be produced by Bunsen burner. So here you just see the diagram in page number 17 in your course book and you have to draw. Next one more question is there. Draw a pie chart showing the composition of air. So you know that air is a mixture of gases and we have a pie chart also which I have explained. Take page number 67. Page number 67 you have the pie chart. Here see children. So the green color is represented by so here the nitrogen is the green color and yellow is the oxygen color and this red is the remaining gases. Now you have to draw this diagram. Take page number 67, you have to draw. Okay. Now see HOTS, higher order thinking skills. One question is there. Many times alum is added. What is alum? Alum is a colorless crystalline solid children. It's a colorless crystalline solid that is mixed in water that contains insoluble impurities. So when the water contains insoluble impurities, the alum is added. What is the reason? What could be the purpose for this? Let's see the answer. Alum when added to raw water. So raw water is which is not purified. It reacts with bicarbonate alkalinities present in the water. So the alum, when it is mixed with raw water, the alum mixes or reacts with bicarbonate alkalinities. Bicarbonate alkalinities present in water and forms a gelatinous precipitate. So when this alum reacts with bicarbonate alkalinities, okay, and forms a gelatinous sticky precipitate. This attracts other fine particles and suspended material in raw water. So when this gelatinous precipitate is formed, it attracts the other suspended particles and impurities and settle down at the bottom of the container. So simply this alum acts as a purifier. Why? Because very fine particle and suspended particles we couldn't separate very easily. When alum is added, this alum reacts with the bicarbonate alkalinities and forms gelatinous precipitate. This gelatinous precipitate attracts the suspended and fine particles and totally it goes down. When the particles goes down, now it is easily you can pour the water on the top to another vessel. Okay. Now see the value based question children. Water and air both are getting polluted. We know that because of the human activities, because of the industries, because of the agriculture and because of so many things, the water and air both are getting polluted more and more day by day. Just because of human activities. What do you think? How you can make the people realize their mistakes and make them stop these activities? So this question is a very value based question children. So this is mainly environmental concern. So here, then what should we make the people to realize their mistakes? We should avoid flushing contaminated liquids. Contaminated means polluted liquids we should not flush anywhere. We should not drop the pills, drugs, medications, oil, fat or grease down the drain in any liquid or in any water source. We should not put these liquids, pills, drugs, medications, oil, fat or grease. Ensure mineral use of bleach or detergents, herbicides, pesticides and fertilizers. So ensure minimum use of bleach or detergents, herbicides, pesticides. So this is minimum, children. Okay, ensure minimum use of bleach. Next one is or detergents, herbicides. Herbicides are the chemical which kills the unwanted herbs. Pesticides are the chemical pesticide are the chemicals which kill the pests, and fertilizers are useful for the growth of the plants. So we should use the minimum. We should not burn firecrackers. So during Diwali or during any Ganesh Nimajjan, during this festival, we will burn firecrackers, no? So that is the main cause for the pollution, noise pollution, water pollution and air pollution also. And not burn garbage. We should not burn garbage, children. You should not cut the trees. This is very, very important. You know, and you have to plant more trees and follow the laws related to air pollution. We have to follow the laws very strictly. So once again here see, we should avoid flushing contaminated liquids, pills, drugs, medications, oil, fat or grease down the drain. Ensure minimum use of bleach or detergents, herbicides, pesticides and fertilizers. We should use very minimum. We should not burn firecrackers. We should not burn garbage. We should not cut trees. Plant more trees as they give oxygen, as they give so many vegetables, so many fruits and shade. Okay. And follow the laws related to air pollution. Okay. Now see, children, home assignment or project. Make a chart paper. You have to make one chart paper showing the uses of air. So you have to write the use of air in the chart paper. Draw or paste the relevant pictures also which is related to the uses of air. So you have to take one chart and you have to draw the pictures that are related to or relevant to the uses of air. And next one, also to make your chart easily understandable and attractive. So simply what you have to do, you have to make a chart showing the use of air and you have to draw or paste the pictures. So that why are you drawing the pictures? It is very easily understandable and attractive. Okay, so this is the end of the workbook part, that is lesson number 10, air and water. Thank you, children.